Guess who's back? Welcome to Vlogmas Day, whatever vlog this is.
Oh my gosh.
Mama B is at my house today for our redemption cookie vlog.
We're gonna do it right this time.
And this time we're gonna kind of show you guys a step-by-step of exactly how we decorate the cookies since we're not doing any other ones. And do you have the cookies?
Yes.
Okay. She already made the actual cookie, so all we're doing is decorating. So.
I love that look of pure panic on your face.
Well, she came in with like a bunch of stuff, so I got a little scared that she forgot the actual cookies.
Deer in the headlights.
Yeah. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, actually we should probably set up the table so that we have all the cookies out, and then we're gonna make some icing. Okay, to make the frosting, you need a pound of powdered sugar and then 5 teaspoons or tablespoons? 5 tablespoons of meringue powder, a scant half cup of water, and a little splash of vanilla. And then you just mix this for
7 to 8 minutes.
Yes. It has been 7 minutes and we're looking at it. It looks a little bit thicker than usual. Maybe we didn't put quite as much water as we normally do. I don't know.
We'll make up for it when we're mixing it for the squeeze bottles.
Yep, exactly. So we're gonna transfer all of this into an airtight container. You really, really, really wanna make sure that your icing is in an airtight container because it basically just turns into like sugar cement and you can't do anything with it. So we're gonna take a small amount that we need right now to make the consistency and color that we want, and the rest of it will sit in an airtight container until we're ready for the next color and consistency. So first up, we're going to do the outside of the trucks, which is all going to be in white, and we want to flow it. So we want it to look really smooth on the cookies. And in order to do that, it has to be a little bit thinner so that it kind of like melts into, not into the cookie, but into itself. So she's just taking some for the white right now.
I think we need quite a bit. Actually.
Yeah.
You think that's enough?
Yeah, probably. So this will be for all of the trucks, the outline of the trucks. Okay, so she's gonna get some right now for green.
Think that's enough?
Probably, and then that's basically, I'll just show them. So this is what we're going off of. We saw this photo, not we, my mom, saw this photo in the Williams-Sonoma magazine. Is that what this is?
I think so.
No, this is the King Arthur Flower magazine.
Sorry.
Who knew they had a magazine? But these are the cookies that we're going off of.
They have great recipes too.
Oh, okay.
Right.
So we're gonna do the white truck. So the only frosting that we're gonna need left over is these detail pieces for the wheels and then the colors on each truck. So this is all of the leftover that will end up being the color details on the trucks. For the flow, we're going to add a little bit of water to this and then mix it, and you're supposed to stir it, what, 50 times?
Yep. Stir it 50 times.
And then once you kind of added some water and you can definitely tell it's thinner, you want to test it and see if it will lay down on itself. So you can see right here, when it's getting down to the bottom, it is flattening out. It's not just staying in the crumpled mess of being on the spoon. So it is looking like it's about ready. So in order to do the color, it's a game of chemistry every time we do it. You just have to kind of mess with the different food coloring and how much of each. So my mom is going to do the green right now. And so we usually just take a toothpick and then put it into the food coloring. She is going to add a little bit more green. I'm going to put mine into, these are like little sauce squeezy containers, but they are from Wilton's, which is a baking company. And I'm just going to put this into the squeezy tube. And then I'm just gonna put the rest of the white back into this because you can mix the consistencies. It really doesn't matter because they kind of dry out or get thinner based on how much water. So back to Mama B doing her green. All right, I just brought you guys over to the table. I'm going to start doing the flow of the white of the trucks. My mom is just getting the right consistency of her green, and then she's going to do the trees. Okay, so what you wanna do is take your squeezy tube, and then you just want to trace an outline of whatever you're outlining. So you just kind of squeeze while you're moving your squeezy tube. And you wanna go as close to the edge of the cookie as you can. So I'm doing everything here except for the wheels and the tree.
What color are the wheels?
Black.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Now that I have the outline done, I'm just going to fill it all in. And you just kind of squeeze as you move the little nozzle around and make it nice and smooth. All right, I'm gonna continue with the white and I'm gonna move you guys over to see Mama B working on a couple of the trees. So if you guys are confused why my mom is flowing differently, do you just wanna explain there's a couple techniques you can do, so do you just wanna explain it when you do it?
I don't understand.
Because you're doing the toothpick and I didn't show the toothpick.
Oh, yes. I'm using the toothpick so that you can use a little less of the icing and fill it in, and it's actually giving the trees a little bit of dimension, which is a plus. Maybe not. As I'm looking at them after they filled in, they're pretty smooth, so the toothpick just really helps not make the icing so thick, because we're going to do other things to it later, so.
Yeah, so there's different ways that you can do it.
Yeah, a lot of people don't even use squeeze bottles, which we think that squeeze bottles make it very easy to control the icing.
Yeah, the people that use the bags, I think there's just because you have to use two hands essentially to use the bags with the tips.
They're professionals.
Yeah. This is amateur hour. You're lucky.
Wow. Serious amateur hour.
I brought you your water over here.
Yeah, and we're drinking water. Stay tuned. That might change.
I'm thinking zip this. All right, we finished all of the green and the white for the trees and the trucks. Now my mom just made some black. It's actually like super dark green, but it will get a little bit darker. So she's going to do the tires. All of the wheels are on. We're gonna let them sit. We're gonna go to lunch and then we'll be back to finish them. All right, I am back. We got home from lunch and it took a little bit longer than we were expecting. So my mom had to go home. I told her I was gonna trash talk her in this video for abandoning me to finish the cookies. No, just kidding. She had so much work to do and I obviously wanted to finish these and show you guys what they look like. So we're gonna go ahead and do this, just me and you. I am going to mix up a couple of colors. I think I'm gonna do 3 colors for the truck details, and then we have some pearlescent and some shimmer sprinkles. So let me show you what I have. So we have this, which is basically just like pearl dust. And then we also have these sprinkles. These were only $1 at Michael's, which is awesome. And then we also have these sprinkles. So got tons of stuff to use. I'm going to mix up the first color. You'll notice how repetitive so many of these steps are. So I'm just taking some more of the white out and I'm putting it right into a bowl. I don't need a ton just because we're gonna do 3 different colors and there's not a ton of details for the cars. So there's that, and then I'm just gonna put a tiny bit of water in here just because I know I'm going to need it. It's way easier to stir it when it's like mixed color and when it's not quite as thick. So if you know you're not gonna need it super thick, I try to thin it out just a tad before adding the color so that I can really get the color mixed in more easily. And this one, I don't want it to lay down like I did with the other one. I want it to be thicker just because it is the outline of the truck. So the first color I'm going to do is a pink. All right, that color is a little bit more pink than I wanted it to be, so I just put it in this airtight container. I'm going to set it to the side. I'm going to make the other 2 colors, and then if I have anything extra, I'll either make a new pink or I will add the extra white to that pink to lighten it up a little bit. But I never want to waste it or whatever until I know how much I need for everything else. So we're gonna mix up a different color. My mom said she wanted an orange, so this is the orange that I've got. I might add just a little bit more red because it's a little bit light right now. We do want it to be pretty pastel, but I'm just gonna add a slight bit of water to thin it out a little bit. I'm sitting back down with the orange and I'm just going over and looking at this photo again to make sure I know exactly what I'm doing with the outline. So I'm just gonna leave this here for reference. I don't have all of them decorated, but I just made this thicker white to do some detail work on the trees. And then I put some of these sprinkles into a little bowl and I'm gonna dust them on top of the trees as I go. I don't have any food brushes, so I'm just gonna use makeup brushes that have never been used before so that it's still sanitary. The only brushes I have are like paint brushes, which obviously I'm not gonna use those. So this is the pearl dust and I'm just going to pearl over all of the color. And then once these other muted ones dry a little bit more, I'll do the trees on those ones as well. It's really subtle. I don't know if you'll even be able to see it in this light, but it just adds a little bit of glimmer. I'm just putting a little white dot for the hubcap area on the wheels to finish out these ones before I move on to the more muted colored ones. All right, they are done. Finally, I will show you guys a better look tomorrow when it's light out because it's dark out right now. But they are done. I'm happy with these colors. These ones are definitely the more muted ones. Those ones are more summery, so there's not as many of the muted ones. But overall, I think that they turned out really good. And you can see that luster in the light. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, our little redemption of our ridiculous mess ups the other day, and I hope that you learned something. If you guys have questions, let me know down below. I tried to give a step-by-step, but if I missed a step or anything, just let me know. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave so you don't miss any of my future videos, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.